What's going on, guys? It's the Duel Factory once again, another video. I am going to be doing a deck profile, but it's not going to be a deck profile of one that I wanted to do. I wanted to do some Genesis Impact stuff, but I've had some issues with TCG Player and USPS, and I'm trying to get those resolved, so I'm still waiting on my cards. But I thought I'd do one for good old Sauceless French, or Doug, as you guys know him. He's really big on Gluru, and I was sitting there one day, and as a guilty pleasure, I do like to play trap decks every once in a while. And I saw some people playing Gluru, and I noticed a lot of them are playing like the Numeron engine, or they're trying to put a bunch of them, but I think a more clean-cut, straightforward build is the best way to go. The main win condition deck is Gluru, so you need to be able to resolve Gluru, but the problem is Gluru itself needs to be backed by something, so I think the best way to play it is with the Red Eyes Dragoon engine. So basically this is going to be Gluru Dragoon, where the main idea is you want to open Gluru and Dragoon every single turn. And this is the most consistent way I found possible of doing it. So we're going to go ahead and get into that deck profile. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the X2 Drop podcast. We've been consistently posting for the past couple weeks now, and hopefully we're going to keep it going. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. And so like I said, essentially it's a Gluru control strategy. So we play 3 copies of the aforementioned Gluru himself. Not much to say. He's the main centerpiece of the deck. You set him, you flip him, you search all your cards, and that's how you win. It searches, the main ones you're going to be searching are Fiendus and Subterra Final Battle. Usually once you have those established, it's really hard for your opponent to beat you after that. I do remember when people were playing it, there was actually some really funny build where people were trying to do Guard Dragon stuff because of the dragon, but we're not going to get into that. On to the next Subterra card. The main one that you search off Gluru itself, it's Subterra Fiendus. It is a hand trap that you search off it that requires there to be a face-up, face-up Subterra monster on the field. You negate a card's activation, and you just flip the card face down. Yeah, not that much to say. And then the last Subterra monster we actually play is Subterra Nemesis Archers. Subterra Nemesis Archer. It's just more or less for utility. We're not playing Umastrix in this build. I just think it's not necessary, especially since you're playing Dragoon as a secondary win con. And then for the actual Dragoon package cards, we play 1 copy of Red Eyes, 1 copy of Dark Magician, and then 1 copy of Red Eyes Wyvern. You need these to make Dragoon, and then you need this because you're playing Red Eyes Insight. You need something to send off of it, because it's just another way to recur your Dragoon if your opponent outs it. And then the only other hand trap we play in the deck other than Fiendus is 3 copies of Ash Blossom. You're a trap deck, so you don't need a plethora of hand traps to play against other decks. But you still need something, and something generic, so that way it hits all your matchups across the board. So that's why we're playing the 3 copies of Ash. And then on to the actual spells of the deck. 3 copy of Hidden City. You want to see this card in every single opening hand. Like I said, it's part of the way of opening your win condition, which is opening Gluru. It lets you resolve Guru's effect turn 1. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about it. You need the card, and the more ways you see it, the better. One problem I will say that this deck is being able to see Gluru more consistently is a huge issue, and because you're playing the Dragoon package, you can't really play cards like Pot of Duality or anything like that, because you want to be able to summon Dragoon and Gluru in the same turn, ideally, and you don't want to do anything that would hurt your actual strategy, so not much to say on that one. 1 copy of Terraforming. We only have 1 copy, but if we had more, obviously I'd play more. And then for the Red Eyes stuff, we play 3 copies of Red Eyes Fusion. This isn't like most decks that play Dragoon, because we're not making Predator Verta Anaconda. We actually want to hard open the Red Eyes Fusion, so that way it pairs with the Hidden City or Gluru. It doesn't matter which one it is. 3 copies of Red Eyes Insights. We just, like I said, we want to be able to search it, and that's why we play the Wyvern in the deck. And then for consistency, we play 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. We don't use our extra deck other than to go into Dragoon, so there's not much to say about that one. And then on to the trap cards, the best trap card in your deck, which is Subterra Final Battle. I always see the joke where people say, what's your favorite Subterra Final Battle effect? And I'm not going to mention that. I'll let you guys leave that to your imaginations. But the card's insane. I play 3 of it because I want to open it, more or less, because you want to see, when you see Gluru, you want to see 2 things. You want to see this card, you want to see Subterra Nemesis, Subterra Fiendus. So that's why we're playing multiple copies of that. The tech choice, 1 copy of Red Eyes Spirit. If you open the Fusion, it's another card you can search off Red Eyes Insight that allows you to be able to recur your Dragoon if your opponent outs it, so that's why I'm playing it. 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. Sometimes you don't open Gluru, but you open Dragoon, or vice versa. And those cards backed by this card is actually really, really strong. especially when you open them with cards like this, which is Ice Dragon's Prison. No, this card is terrible against Dryton, but it's fantastic against Eldritch, and I see more Eldritch players than I do Dryton players currently. Just from me playing in my own experience, that's why I'm main decking it, but it's insane. Not much to say about it. It is expensive, but I think decks like this have to play it. 3 copies of There Can Only Be One is literally the best non-searchable trap card in your deck. If you open this, plus I said any of the other aforementioned cards, you should probably win the game in theory. But, you know, there's always variance. And then 1 copy of Imperial Order. Not much to say. If you open it, you win. So there's that. On to the extra deck. Shout out to my boy Colossus. He didn't come back, but he'll be back one day. Don't worry. Just kidding. Anyway, the only card that matters. 3 copies of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. You guys already know what it does. It fits in the strategy perfectly. You do have to play some very bad cards to be able to play this one. But, thankfully, it is a win con if you establish it with Gluru or if you establish it with a Floodgate. So bear that in mind. 2 copies of Invoked Macabre. We're playing this because we're playing cards for Dogmatica Maximus, because that card is still playable, and if our opponent runs into that, then they can get punished. To continue with that theme, we'll play 2 copies of Nist, and 1 copy of Fossil Warrior Skull King. This could be this or the Ignister Pegasus. This is just the one I have available to me. I play 1 copy of Omega. Again, this is all for Dogmatica. 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nova. That's how we get the Mega Bow if they make the mistake of sending it off of Maximus. And then we do play 1 copy of Trident. You're probably wondering why this is in here, but this deck makes this card very easily. So it's mainly for anything, any zoo variant. The idea is if you have 2 monsters on the field, you can use it to take one of their zoo XYZs and then make your own Trident. And then the only other relevant link that I play is Access Code Talker. It's just a cheap, easy way of putting extra damage on the board for your opponent, and it's good to go with Hausa. But that was my Gluru Dragoon deck, Gluru, whatever you want to call it. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, comments, anything like it, please let me know down in the comments below. Again, don't forget to check the X2 Drop podcast. And then I'm going to try to put up another deck profile a week from now. If I get my Genesis Impact cards, I'll do like Magic Shadal, or I'll do Live Twin or Evil Twin Eldritch, or something from the Genesis Impact side. But if I don't get those cards in time, I might do an updated Dogmatic Azulas because it's my favorite deck currently of the formats. Or I might do something for fun. I don't know yet. But don't forget to check us out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.